Ladies and gentlemen, Donald Trump just hit post on Truth Social, and somewhere deep in the marble hallways of the U.S. Senate, John Cornyn probably dropped his coffee. Because in one sentence, Trump effectively slapped a giant under new management sign on the Republican Party. Now, here's the twist. The man that Trump chose to replace Cornyn wasn't some mystery candidate. It was Ken Paxton, the conservative bulldog from Texas who's been fighting the establishment like a man who found out that they just raised the price of brisket. Man, I could go for some brisket right now. Smoked for like 24 hours.
President Trump sent shockwaves to the Senate today by making a critical endorsement in that hugely consequential Senate race in Texas, deciding to get behind Ken Paxton, the Texas Attorney General, over the longtime incumbent Republican John Cornyn. Now, Senator John Thune, the Senate Majority Leader, along with other top Republicans, had been lobbying Trump for months, urging him, begging him to get behind Cornyn, worried that Ken Paxton, with a number of vulnerabilities, would be a weak general election candidate, could cost his party millions and millions of dollars that could be spent elsewhere to try to salvage a candidate who may ultimately not win in their quest to keep the Republican majority. But Trump, defying John Thune and other top Republicans, decided at a late hour to endorse Paxton, saying that he was MAGA all the way and raising concerns about some of Cornyn's past misdeeds in the eyes of Trump, not being loyal enough, particularly after January 6th.
How much harder has the president's decision here made it for you to do the number one job to keep the Republican majority, given your concerns about Ken Paxton's viability as a candidate?
We look at lots of races around the country, and the majority runs through a lot of different states. We have 24 seats up this time. The Democrats have only 9, so we've got a lot more ground to defend. We also have a couple of offensive opportunities. So that one state doesn't determine the outcome of this election, but obviously we care about every state, and we care about helping see our incumbents succeed. When it comes to winning elections, it starts with quality candidates. Then you got to have a record of accomplishment to run on. I'm very confident we'll hang on and maybe even expand the majority in the United States Senate.
Now, John Cornyn has done everything he could to get in Trump's good graces and has voted with him almost 100% of the time in the United States Senate.
Now, the panic is spreading, guys. MAGA supporters are cheering. Cornyn is suddenly looking like a deer in the headlights, and John Thune may be staring at his calendar and realizing 2028 is certainly coming a lot faster than he thought. Well, in today's video, we're going to break down exactly why Trump's endorsement of Paxton may actually have detonated the biggest RINO takedown yet, and why the media is missing the real story. So subscribe right now, because around here, we read the political smoke signals before the establishment even smells the fire. Oh, and if you're approaching Medicare age, I've partnered with Chapter to offer free Medicare help. Make sure to dial the number at the bottom of your screen right now, or click the link in the description down below of this video. The average senior is saving about $1,100 a year thanks to Chapter. And if you enjoy the video, leave a like for me on the way out. Consider it your farewell card to John Cornyn. So Trump's endorsement read like a glowing recommendation letter for Ken Paxton, and at the same time, a not so subtle thanks for your service to John Cornyn. So Trump praised Paxton as a true MAGA warrior, an America First patriot, and a man who would fight for border security, lower taxes, school choice, election integrity, and the Second Amendment. In other words, Trump handed Paxton the political equivalent of a superhero cape. And poor Cornyn, ooh man, that guy, he basically got the dreaded sentence every employee fears. John is a good man. ... Whenever a politician hears that phrase, it's the verbal equivalent of, we wish you the best in your future endeavors.
Supporters of Ken Paxton's run for Senate were doing the Trump dance after the president announced he was backing the Attorney General over 4-term incumbent Senator John Cornyn in the contentious GOP primary runoff. Moments later, Paxton thanked the president at a previously scheduled rally in Allen.
And I'll tell you what, I'm so honored to have President Trump's endorsement. His endorsement, in my opinion, is the most significant endorsement in my lifetime. So when he endorses, it has a tremendous impact, and I think it creates a slight bit of momentum, don't you?
In a statement on his Truth Social platform, President Trump said, quote, "I know Ken well, have seen him tested at the highest and most difficult levels, and he is a winner. Ken is a strong supporter of terminating the filibuster and, very importantly, the Save America Act. Ken is a true MAGA warrior who has always delivered for Texas and will continue to do so in the United States Senate.
I believe that in terms of our success in November, that Ken Paxton would be an albatross around the neck of our candidates and would likely lose to James Tallarico. I think we've come too far and worked too hard to risk that.
Paxton supporters, including State Representative Carissa Richardson of McKinney, believe the president made the right decision.
And to get Trump's endorsement today was just so exciting. We're very thrilled.
Do you think because of this endorsement now that Paxton's going to run away with it?
I felt like Paxton was going to win anyway, but the endorsement certainly will help him win.
So Trump reminded everyone that Cornyn was late to endorse him and never fully embraced key priorities like the Save America Act. Translation, you had your chance. So now who's John Cornyn? Well, John Cornyn has been in the Senate so long that some people in Texas probably assume that he just came with the furniture. I mean, he served for decades. He's built deep ties in Washington and earned a reputation among grassroots conservatives as a classic establishment Republican, the kind that says all the right things during the campaign season, then mysteriously develops a severe case of amnesia when it's time to vote. This is why so many conservatives use the dreaded label RINO, Republican in name only. And judging by the reaction from Texas voters, many believe Cornyn has been living on borrowed time. One commenter put it perfectly, Cornyn is toast. Another person said, I voted just to vote Cornyn out. That's not exactly a ringing endorsement, is it? This is a political obituary. And now, thanks to Trump's endorsement of Ken Paxton, Cornyn may have just heard the closing music.
I believe that in terms of our success in November, that Ken Paxton would be an albatross around the neck of our candidates and would likely lose to James Tallarico.
President Trump calling Paxton a, quote, America First patriot and a true MAGA warrior. The president praised Paxton for supporting what he calls conservative priorities, including border security, school choice, and energy production. The president also taking aim at incumbent Senator Cornyn, saying Cornyn was, quote, very late in supporting him during his presidential campaign.
So why did Trump choose Ken Paxton? I think it's pretty simple. Because when Trump looked around the political battlefield, Paxton was already in the trenches. As Attorney General of Texas, Paxton has essentially spent years battling the Biden administration, suing over border security, defending conservative policies, and generally making the Washington establishment break out in hives. So Paxton's not exactly known for tiptoeing. He kind of kicks the front door open. Trump knows that. And more importantly, MAGA voters know that too. To Trump, Paxton is the kind of senator who won't just talk tough on Fox News and then vanish like a magician when it's time to vote. He's going to show up. He's going to fight. And he'll probably bring a flamethrower with him. This is Paxton's response to Trump's endorsement, and it pretty much said it all. He thanked Trump, and he pledged to advance the America First agenda in the Senate. Now, that is political code for, Coach, put me in. I'm ready.
And I'll tell you what, I'm so honored to have President Trump's endorsement. His endorsement, in my opinion, is the most significant endorsement in my lifetime. So when he endorses, it has a tremendous impact. We're already doing really well, but certainly I have so much respect for the president and so appreciate his endorsement. And I think it creates a slight bit of momentum, don't you?
And Texas conservatives are loving it. One viewer wrote, I voted for Paxton today. Bye-bye Cornyn. Another one said, Texas Republican here, voted for Paxton in early voting. This is not passive support, guys. This is grassroots energy. This is momentum. This is the sound of a political freight train coming around the bend. You can feel it in the ground. And John Cornyn, he's standing on the tracks. Not a good place to be for him. Now, if you know somebody who's been waiting years to see the Republican Party cleaned up, send them this video. They're going to love what happens next. So now I want to talk about the issue that appears to have been the final straw, the Save America Act. One thing is very clear. This bill has become a loyalty test inside the Republican Party. Supporting it and you're fighting for Trump's agenda. If you ignore it, you may be shopping for a new job. Now, according to the intel, Cornyn had every opportunity to co-sponsor the legislation, but he didn't. And in politics, sometimes what you don't do matters more than what you say. I mean, you can claim you support border security. You can say you love election integrity. You can even wrap yourself in an American flag so large that you need FAA clearance. But if the base believes you fail to act when it matters, they notice that. And this is exactly what just happened here. For many MAGA supporters, Cornyn's refusal to support the Save America Act, this was the moment that they concluded he was no longer representing them. And Trump's endorsement of Paxton was the answer. The message to Republicans in Washington, D.C. was unmistakable. Get on board or get out of the way. And judging by the reaction online, the base didn't just hear the message, they cheered. Now, if you really want to know how this endorsement is playing saying in Texas? Just read the comments. Cornyn is toast. I voted Cornyn out. Trump is cleaning house. This is not mild support. This is a political bloc party. And one Texas voter said, I voted for Paxton today. Bye-bye Cornyn. Another one said, 44 years too long. Ouch. This is the kind of comment that makes a campaign manager reach for his antacids. I mean, and the most powerful part, people weren't just talking, they're voting. Early voting numbers were already being shared all over social media. Grassroots conservatives were proudly announcing that they backed Ken Paxton. This is what happens when voters feel like their voice actually matters. President Donald Trump endorses Paxton, the base responds immediately, and suddenly John Cornyn's Senate seat starts looking a lot less comfortable. Oh, and by the way, guys, if you like getting the important stories before the mainstream media finish spinning them, make sure you join my breaking news newsletter. It is totally free, and it's where I send out the biggest stories, the key updates, and insights that I think every patriot needs to know about. So the breaking news newsletter is in the description down below. Go ahead and hit the link and get your free access. So to his credit, John Cornyn responded quickly, okay? He said he voted with Trump more than 99% of the time. Sounds impressive, right? But voters weren't buying it because in politics, timing matters. And many MAGA supporters believe Cornyn disappeared when the biggest fights were happening. The Save America Act, election integrity, America First priorities.
I've known John Cornyn for a long time, but unfortunately, when it really counted, Ken Paxton was there for the country, was there for the president, and that's why he ultimately earned the president's endorsement. He thinks he's going to be a better senator, thinks he's going to make a better candidate.
This one big beautiful bill will implement President Trump's Make America Great Again agenda by delivering the largest tax cut in American history for middle-class families, the working class, and small businesses. The one big beautiful bill fulfills President Trump's promises of no tax on tips, which was applauded today by the CEO of Uber, no tax on overtime, a Made in America auto tax break, Trump savings accounts for newborn babies, and substantial tax cuts for our amazing seniors' Social Security benefits. The one big beautiful bill will permanently secure the border by delivering the largest border security investment in history, funding at least 1 million annual removals of illegal aliens to carry out the largest deportation campaign ever, finishing the Trump border wall, and giving pay raises and bonuses for our incredible ICE and Border Patrol agents. The one big beautiful bill protects the Medicaid program and its benefits for the most vulnerable Americans that the program was designed for, by kicking off 1.4 million illegal aliens from receiving benefits and implementing common sense work requirements for able-bodied Americans. The one big beautiful bill also helps get our fiscal house in order by carrying out the largest deficit reduction in nearly 30 years with $1.6 trillion in mandatory savings.
So Cornyn's 99% defense felt kind of like a student saying, I did all my homework, but I skipped the final exam. That usually doesn't end well. The comments were brutal. Cornyn is bought and paid for. Adios, Cornyn. Cornyn is toast. So when your own voters start writing your political farewell speech for you, this is a problem. Cornyn wanted to assure Republicans, but instead he reminded them why they're ready to move on. And thanks to President Trump's endorsement, they now have somebody waiting in the wings. Then J.D. Vance stepped in and said what everyone in Washington, D.C. needed to hear. If you serve the voters, you'll be rewarded. If you serve the lobbyists, you'll be replaced. This was the message. J.D. Vance praised Ken Paxton as a fighter who stood with President Donald Trump when it mattered the most. And this is what earned Trump's endorsement. It wasn't the fancy speeches. It wasn't the cocktail party invitations, not being well respected by people who think the border is just a suggestion. J.D. Vance made it abundantly clear that the new Republican Party belongs to people who actually fight. Imagine that, right? A politician being judged by what he does instead of what he says. What a radical concept. In MAGA world, loyalty isn't measured in press releases. It's measured in action. And if you fail that test, well, the voters have a very simple solution for you. Next. Now, this story is bigger than John Cornyn, guys. It is much bigger. Trump's endorsement of Paxton is a warning shot to every Republican in the U.S. Senate and in the House. The message is simple, okay? The days of pretending to be America first are over. You can't campaign in cowboy boots, wave a giant flag, and then vote like your career depends on getting invited to Georgetown dinner parties. Voters are paying attention now. They got the receipts. And if Trump is willing to challenge a longtime senator like John Cornyn, nobody's untouchable. Not committee chairs, not party insiders, insiders, not the folks who thought that their biggest job requirement was nodding thoughtfully on cable news. The Republican base wants results, and politicians who don't deliver may soon find themselves updating their resumes. The era of symbolic support is ending. The era of accountability has arrived, and now I want to talk about the man quietly sweating in the corner, John Thune. Why? Because Thune backed John Cornyn. That means Trump's endorsement of Ken Paxton wasn't just a shot at Cornyn. It was also a message to Senate leadership. And the people are ruthless. Thune needs to go. Bye-bye, Thune. 2028 can't get here fast enough. Translation, the grassroots are watching.
Given that you've spent months trying to encourage, persuade the president to endorse John Cornyn in the Texas primary, and given that the NRSC has invested heavily to help Cornyn win that primary, how personally disappointed or frustrated are you with the president's decision to endorse Ken Paxton today?
Well, I think you all know my position on this issue. I've made it very clear for months now. And Senator Cornyn is a principled conservative. He is a very effective senator for the state of Texas. And but none of us control what the president does. He made his decision about that. That doesn't change the way I feel. I am certainly supportive of, will continue to be supportive of Senator Cornyn and his reelection.
How much harder has he made it to keep the majority? How much harder has the president's decision here made it for you to do the #1 job to keep the Republican majority, given your concerns about Ken Paxton's viability as a candidate?
We look at lots of races around the country, and the majority runs through a lot of different states. We have 24 seats up this time. The Democrats have only 9, so we've got a lot more ground to defend. We also have a couple of offensive opportunities. So, one state doesn't determine the outcome of this election, but obviously we care about every state, and we care about helping see our incumbents succeed. That being said, I feel very good about where we are. As I've said before, I think when it comes to winning elections, it starts with quality candidates. Then you got to have a record of accomplishment to run on. You've got to have resources to get that message out, tell that story to the American people, and then you've got to have a really substantial effort to get out the vote, a ground game. And I feel confident in all those elements in all the key states where we're going to have competitive elections this year. And I'm very confident we'll hang on and maybe even expand the majority of the United States Senate.
Thune may be the Senate majority leader, but in today's Republican Party, the real power sits with the voters and President Donald Trump. So if John Thune helps push the America First agenda, he'll be fine. If he keeps backing establishment favorites, he may find himself in the same position as Cornyn, staring at a political trapdoor and hearing it creak. Now, this may be the biggest change of all. The MAGA movement isn't politely asking for change anymore. It's making change happen. People are donating, volunteering, early voting, flooding the comments. I mean, one phrase showed up over and over again. Promises made, promises kept. This is how many conservatives view Trump's endorsement. They wanted the Republican Party cleaned up. Trump grabbed the broom and maybe even a leaf blower. Grassroots voters are not waiting for permission from consultants in Washington, D.C. That part is over. They're now choosing candidates who they believe will fight. This is why so many people proudly wrote, "I voted for Paxton today." Now, those 6 words tell the entire story. Actually, I think that was like 5 words, but you get my point, guys. This is not just online excitement. This is real world action. And when voters turn enthusiasm into ballots, even longtime incumbents discover that no seat is permanent. So what we're watching here is bigger than one Senate race in Texas. This is the changing of the guard. The old Republican Party was built around consultants and lobbyists and carefully worded statements that said a whole lot of nothing. The new Republican Party, well, it looks a lot more like President Donald Trump and Ken Paxton. Fight for border security, fight for election integrity, fight for the voters who sent you there. It's simple. For years, many conservatives felt like they were voting for Republicans and getting Democrats in red ties. Same talking points, same excuses, the same "we'll get to it next session." Now the base is saying, no thanks. The old guard is being replaced by candidates who are expected to act and not just talk. This is why this moment feels so historic. The Republican Party is no longer being managed from the top down. It's being built or rebuilt from the grassroots up. So where does this leave John Cornyn? Well, if the energy that we're seeing today is any indication, he may be the first domino and not the last. Trump's endorsement of Paxton is sending a message that is heard all the way from Texas to Washington, D.C. No one is untouchable. Not the longtime senators, not the party insiders, not anyone who thinks voters will still just keep on settling for business as usual. And the comments say it all, guys. Cornyn is toast, Trump is cleaning house, RINO purge, and perhaps the most important one, This is what we voted for. That's the story, guys. The America First movement is stronger than ever. The old establishment is on notice, and the voters are in control. The RINO era is ending. Trump is cleaning house, and MAGA is cheering. Now, if you enjoyed this breakdown, be sure to subscribe, and on your way out, leave a like for the video. Don't forget to join our breaking news newsletter down below. We'll see you on the next one.